Election night can mean figuring out what went wrong, or it can end with a victory party. In the United States, the winning candidates typically come from one of two political parties. It's not the case in many other countries, so here's why two parties have dominated the American political process throughout most of our history. Political scientists tell me it's all about our single-member district winner-take-all system. Georgia is divided into 14 congressional districts. Voters in each district select one person to represent them in Washington. It's winner-take-all, meaning the candidate with the most votes is elected to the House of Representatives. Political scientists say it naturally leads to two dominant political parties. Our nation does have more than two parties who have put forth winning candidates, but throughout our history, anytime a third party has risen to prominence, it has replaced one of the two power parties, rather than resulting in three giants slugging it out. Countries like Germany have multiple prominent parties. In Germany, voters cast their ballot not for a candidate, but for a party. If Party A gets 35% of the vote, then 35% of Germany's legislature is made up of that party's candidates. If Party B gets 20%, their candidates make up 20% of the legislature, and so forth for parties C and D. Interestingly, there were no political parties when George Washington entered the White House. Our first president worried that parties might lead to political divisiveness.
And if you have a question for Jerry Carnes, the Why Guy, send it on over on Facebook, Twitter, or email. All the information is right there on your screen.